I feel there are so many flaws in it that I have to say that I have great concern about the way it is worded and indeed how it would actually work in practice. I have a problem with my hip and I can't walk, and I'm sort of struggled to get into the House this morning, but I felt this was an important debate to speak in, so forgive me for that. When I look at this, I can see, for example, so many doubts about this. For example, the incidence isn't very clear. In fact, the incidence seems to change from childhood to adulthood. At the highest level, perhaps 25% of people who really want to be transgender go on to be transgender and actually take action, but it's rather far less than that actually do so. Secondly, it's very, very clear from my own practice in reproductive medicine that actually a number of people who've had transgender procedures when they are now post the postmenopausal stage of life have deep regrets, so much so that they become occasionally deeply depressed. It doesn't happen often, and of course most of the time we can see very clearly that there are many couples who are completely happy with their new gender assignment. But that's not invariable, and we don't understand that. But the basic problem, my lords, is this, that here we are at risk of legislating for a piece of biology that we really don't understand. We don't understand the underlying mechanisms. We don't even have the figures of knowing how common this really is. We don't even know the follow-up. None of the papers that really have looked at the incidence have followed up patients for long enough to fairly get a clear-eye view of what's really needed. And I think, therefore, any kind of legislation putting this into law is wrong. What we might want to do is to call for research. We could argue that actually, rather than have a regulatory authority for human fertilization and embryology, which I think now is completely unnecessary because there are ways of doing this, we could certainly consider a statutory authority for this sort of treatment because there is so much more to understand, to learn, and to follow up these patients. In my view, that would be something that would be really useful. But I have to say that I think it would be quite wrong for us to pass this bill, and I cannot see any serious amendments would really actually help it on its progress.